I feel, compared to my usual self, literally broken. All that stuff together just caused my body to kinda fail where I wanted to succeed. That's the foundation, guys, of everything. If that sucks, inflammation will be high as well. So normally, you would see me training very hard, lifting heavy weights, getting an enormous pump, making progress. But this today is not the case. Sometimes you have to take one step back to take two steps forward. Let me explain what is going on. To be honest, I feel, compared to my usual self, literally broken. It's something that you don't want to admit as a professional bodybuilder, but as I mentioned before, sometimes you have to take it easy to be a lot better later. And that's what's going on right now. And there's a whole timeline going on before this that caused my elbows, my bicep tendons, my shoulders, my knees even a little bit, all to be inflamed, which means they simply hurt whenever I do a movement that is going to be a little more heavier than normal to challenge the muscle. It simply hurts. But how did this happen? Let me explain that to you right now. So as you guys all know, I had a umbilical hernia surgery, which now I feel amazing about, by the way. The result is very great. But even before that surgery, leading up to it, a few weeks before, I started having issues like this, similar issues, which I actually mentioned in that video of my surgery as well. But I ignored it. I knew it was happening, but I ignored it because I was like, well, I'm gonna have 2 to 3 weeks of rest from training. I will kind of overshoot my recovery capability because I'll be recovering anyway during the recovery phase of the umbilical surgery. However, after the surgery, when I was getting back to training, very quickly actually, after like 1, 2, 3 weeks maybe, the symptoms came back already. And I was like, well, how is that possible? I had 2 weeks of literal no touching any weights at all, and I still kept feeling that my joints were getting inflamed very quickly. So there was only one real explanation here, which is systemic inflammation. The inflammation not locally on the joints. For example, if you have a horrible form on the tricep, skull crushers, you might get irritation on the elbows locally. But for me, it had nothing to do with form, as I have pretty much perfected my form in the gym. It had to do with systemic inflammation, and that has several causes as well. As you guys know, I'm super motivated to take this off season to the very max, to really improve upon my physique. After my last competitions, I wanted to be a lot better. So consciously, subconsciously, you put a lot of pressure on yourself to be better. So you push yourself in the gym very hard to eat just a bit more food than you're comfortable with, day in, day out, not missing anything. And at the same time, I have a family, of course. We bought a new house, so we have been quite busy every single day, mentally, physically, and I just thought, well, I'm a professional bodybuilder. I need to push through. I need to do this. I have a lot of people counting on me, not only my family, but also people who follow me. You kind of do feel this social media pressure that you have to keep, performing, basically. So even as simple as, oh, should I not keep training because I need to post stories about my training to stay relevant? These are just the honest thoughts you have as somebody in the industry nowadays. And, indirectly, pressures like this from social media kind of make you do more than you instinctively feel you should for recovery. So I can show you also my bulking history. And you can see right here, this is like the last 7 years or so. You can see the contest preps, the bulking in between, the whole time, but guess what? The last one is the highest in my whole life. And what does this mean? My body is now experiencing new weights, new pressure, new amount of calories, more voluminous training, more voluminous foods, And at the same time, we're more busy now with the family and with the house, all that stuff together just caused my body to kinda fail where I wanted to succeed. So, I mentioned failing, my body failing, and what I'm doing right now is a deload, which means no failure at all. You have to grant your body the capability of recovering, because right now I feel the inflammation, I feel the pain, I feel like I'm just done with like the off season. That's how you kind of feel. So what you gotta grant your body is to grant the recovery resources normally given to try to recover from failure training, allocate those to recovering your body as a whole, to be more healthy, to feel better, to be more nimble, more flexible, all this stuff, and that's exactly what I need. So what is a deload? It's a boring term, I know, I've never done one in my life. The only thing I've done is like the 2 weeks off during my after my surgery, but a deload is actually keeping the blood flow going, doing exactly the same workouts, but 60% less weight. Don't make it more complicated than this. Do what you're used to. Only stick to movements you have zero joint pain with, so you don't exacerbate the inflammation, because when you feel pain, you attract fluid, you attract inflammation. You don't want this. What you want is do only movements in your workout split you've done before, like I'm doing legs, push, pull, for example. Today is a push day. I'm not changing any movements, not even changing the sets per se. The only thing I'm doing, 60% less weight and a bit more reps until I am about 5 reps before hitting failure. And this way you still stimulate the muscle for maintenance, blood flow, and recovery. I'm also making this video to show you guys that it's very normal not to feel great the whole time, because when you watch social media, everybody posts their highlight reel, aka nothing is ever wrong, it's always going perfect, they're making progress the whole year round. Well, even for, at least for me, if I speak for myself, as a professional bodybuilder, this is not the case. We're all human, we're living our lives, and it's not always going perfect, trust me. After doing Detroit, I had a vision in my mind. I'm gonna go to the perfect off season, it's gonna go smoothly. And then of course, the surgery came, inflammation came, I have to do a deload, stuff like this, and other stuff in between. So it's a bumpy road, guys, and that's normal. Trust me, it's very normal. As long as you are staying disciplined, not only in making progress in the gym muscle-wise, but also making progress recovery-wise. Be smart, respect your body, and it will grant you with much more in return than if you were to push it every single day. So why do a deload at all? Why not just take a week of rest? Well, first of all, I already did this during my surgery break, and that didn't help really. So what you gotta do is active rest, which means don't stress the system, but kind of hack the system, aka the blood flow has to go to every single muscle in an advanced manner, but not just because of the blood, because of the nutrients within the blood. For example, in this intra shake is EAAs to provide the necessary building blocks for muscle, but also the tendons and joints, because I'm also putting collagen peptides in here, along with the vitamin C, which is in the collagen peptides, and glutamine. So what you're doing is building up the muscle mass, in terms of at least maintaining muscle mass, building up the joints, the connective tissue, but also building up the gut lining, because if digestion sucks, that's the foundation, guys, of everything. If that sucks, your inflammation will be high as well. So this will cause you to bring more blood flow and nutrients to the muscles, to the joints, to the ligaments, where you want it. And of course, you can get these supplements at ESN with code Wesley. So of course, we also went to the Olympia. We saw Ramon win in real life, in person. We saw him celebrate the victory. Of course, I have a kind of a personal history with Ramon, beating him last year at the Arnold Classic. And maybe this is a bit controversial, but I'm not sure if he looked better at this Olympia than he did at the Arnold where I beat him. So at least that's playing in my head, giving me a lot of, motivation after having visited Olympia. Okay, if I show up at least like that against him next year, who knows what will happen. But I needed that Olympia to be so motivated. So am I really always motivated? That's the question. Am I motivated? Well, I'm going to tell you very soon. But what does keep me motivated is being able to wear the able attire, the gym wear, like this. Why? Because it's going to be Black Friday. Tomorrow, Monday, 10th of November, with code Wesley, you can get 70% off, the largest discount of the year. You not only support yourself, but also myself. And that's an ultimate win-win situation. And I really want to thank you a lot for the support. Trust me, guys, it's high quality gym wear that you can wear every single day, out and inside the gym. Anyway, thank you for the golden support. Enough talk, let's keep training. So motivation, guys. So I think this is an assumption, but I think when you watch my videos, when you watch my Instagram stories and pictures, you would think, and of course, doing the Olympia, doing the Arnold, competitions like this, you would think that I would be always motivated every single time I go into the gym. I'm gonna crush it, I'm gonna be better, I'm gonna beat those guys. Well, the reality is different. It is not the case. I also am somebody who is sometimes not motivated at all to train. I even think, well, it is my job, so I have to train, but I don't really want to train. I have 2 children at home, which I'm very, I know I say it a lot, but I'm very happy I have a family like this, which I would love to spend time with as well. But sometimes I'm like, oh wait, I gotta go to the gym to get this mandatory workout out of the way to make progress for these competitions, because it's my job. It's a professional thing you do as a bodybuilder. So when I go to the Olympia and watch Ramon be the winner, then yes, the motivation is sky high to give it my all again, but it's external. You have to find your internal motivation. What is the reason that you're doing it for? And for me, honestly, winning a big show like the Olympia is indirect motivation. The direct motivation is the result of winning the Olympia and other big competitions is me making my family more comfortable, providing for them, giving them more freedom. It's not even truly for myself, it's really for others that I'm really doing it. But when you're deep in prep, you have to do it for yourself a little bit, because otherwise you are the one who is feeling the pain, the dread, the hunger, the fatigue. So you have to kind of pull yourself through. But at the end of the road is always going to be for my family. But I started this whole journey all for myself. It shifted to my family, which makes it easier to be motivated for them. So whenever I lose motivation, I always try to find an external source like my family to make it easier. And I tell you guys this as well, if you're not motivated yourself, figure out and remember the reason. Why did I start doing this in the first place? Is it for family? Is it for health? Is it for discipline, to prove to yourself, yes, I can do this? But at the same time, be smart about it. Sometimes you have to take a step back like I'm doing right now, respecting your body, what it needs, what it's telling you, and then go back into the gym and crush it. But anyway, we have a new machine right here. It's the side lateral raise standing machine with these super handy grab handles, which are supported on top of your hands, which allow you to be able to do the movement without having to grip so hard so your wrist is saved. And also something incredible is I showed you guys this on my Instagram stories. You can do this with an infinite range of motion, putting this all the way to the other side to get a negative stretch the maximum way possible if you do it with one arm at a time. Today we're going to do it with just 2 arms at a time, because I don't need to go to the max just getting some blood flow in the muscle. And a finishing touch, of course, since this is the newest machine in the gym, we put some nice wood on here. Not just any wood, oak wood, the Dutch oak wood. Let's do this one. Oh, ooh, that burns nicely, guys. Well, that was a very simple workout. I'm gonna be doing it for a whole week to make sure I'm fully ready for the next phase, which will be interesting to come. I'm a bodybuilder. The only thing you want as a bodybuilder in the workout is to feel good, to feel the muscle, get a good pump, don't feel any joint pain. I know a lot of people watching have this exact issue, so fix digestion, keep nutrition very stable, neutral, well digesting in your stomach, of course. No high FODMAP foods. Keep the training simple, just as you're used to, but without the heavy weights, so 60% of your max weight. Nice blood flow, keep stretching regimens in there as well. And supplements like omega-3, curcumin to lower inflammation, the EAAs and the collagen peptides, intra-workout, stuff like this to truly help you fully recover and be the best version of yourself once again. Anyway guys, thank you very much for watching. Lots of exciting things are coming, and of course, don't forget to stay golden.